What kind of media institutions might distribute your media product and why? After creating my final media product of a 2-minute film opening, I then had to begin to think about ways that I could market and distribute my film. For this, I would have to find a distributor which specialises in my genre of film, this being horror. By this, I mean finding a particular distribution company which could make my film viewable by my target audience. I know from research that the oligopolies would be the ideal distribution companies due to being the largest companies, meaning my film opening will be more accessible. However, I would need to make sure that the particular company I chose specialises in my genre, as they may have skills that others do not have to distribute my product. I also need to think about other companies which may be more successful, as they may distribute a wider range of films rather than specific genres. This would be significant, as it means they use the correct methods of distribution, and although they do not base it on genre, it may still mean our film will become very popular. It would generally be more effective if I target a well-known company, as it is very important that people trust and know from previous experience that it distributes successful films. If I chose to use a company which was not very well known, it would have less reliability, and this could mean that no one would want to watch the film, and it would not make a profit. As my film is a horror film, I personally feel it would be more successful to use a well-known distribution company which specialises in distributing horror films and have gained the biggest profit. Through research, I have noticed that one particular company which has a notable success for horror films is Blumhouse Productions. This is an American production company who is extremely successful. Some examples of films from this company are Insidious, Paranormal Activity, and the Sinister franchises. Paranormal Activity is the most profitable film ever made based on return on investment. This is due to the budget being only $15,000 and it gaining over $193 million at the box office. Sinister grossed at over $87 million worldwide on a budget of $3 million. And finally, Insidious grossing at over $97 million with a budget of $1.5 million. Blumhouse Productions also has a first look deal with Universal Pictures. This is extremely significant as Universal are part of the American Big Six film studios. The Purge is another example of a deal bought by Universal which was produced by Blumhouse Productions for just $3 million. The film was then distributed by Universal Pictures and at the box office gained nearly $90 million. In my opinion, this production company would be the best to produce my film, as they are one of the most successful production companies whilst making films at the lowest possible budget. They sometimes do this by including no graphics or special effects, however maintain a consistent storyline and enhance the audience's fear. Universal would also be able to distribute these films to a wider audience due to being very well known. After finding a successful production and distribution company, I may also need to think about ways in which I could attract my audience before even releasing the film. I would need to do this because without some prior knowledge of the film and what it is about, some people may not want to go see the film once it is released. Some ways in which I could do this would be to set up a website, Facebook fan page, or even Twitter account, which could then have the brief storyline published, perhaps some stills from shooting, a link to the trailer, and a DVD case cover. This would attract the audiences because social media is a very popular thing nowadays, so people could see these and it may interest them into going and watching the film once released.